And now for part two, I get down with Bobby Hemmitt sometimes. And I love what he says. There's a young brother, he goes, hey, should I get a college education? Bobby Hemmitt explains it kind of like what Farrakhan was saying. He said, don't get them confused. He said, yes, you should go to college if you want to, but what you're going to get is a college training. Check this out, how Bobby Hemmitt is putting this young guy on game. And I wish I could have received this in my younger days, what I know now.
Should I get a college education?
Yes, but understand the difference between a college training and a college education. You cannot get a college education. You can get a college training. There's a difference. A college education, you can only educate yourself by having access to the materials that you want and need to learn. I was college trained, but I was trained in my particular field without my degree that was going to be my career. College training, they might call it an education system. Even Gandhi said, Western education, that would be a good idea. As to say, you don't have no education. So there's a training. You pass tests to get to the next level that they want you to get to. But the only way you can educate yourself is through education, and that's a lifelong process. So you can't get an education in 4 fucking years because it's a lifelong process.
So you can see Bobby Hemmitt is giving him the game of life. Bobby Hemmitt was like, everything I learned and what you see me doing now was after the college. Big shout out to Louis Farrakhan College. Nothing against the college, but I do got to share my truth. I got a training, but everything else, what I learned at the college, that's the real part of education. And if you notice, Bobby Hemmitt said what? To the cradle, to the grave, that is your education.
So it's a lifelong study. That's what we're just saying. Just don't be confused about a training. That's how they confuse a lot of our people, by thinking that they're educated because somebody has conferred upon them this degree, and now all of a sudden they say, okay, I'm educated. That's a trick.
That's real, that's real.
You're supposed to study from the cradle to the grave. Yeah.
So if you look at the previous video I posted with Minister Farrakhan saying part of education, if you're truly educated, is that when you're faced with adversities, when you're faced with challenges, that education is you should have learned something that's gonna push you through. So again, when it comes to this debate, student loans, how does the students of America, I don't hear student loans being a problem in another country. I only hear about this in America. How do we put people, young people, the next generation, the leaders of the future of America, 4 years of education, and then they come out and they don't understand the financial part of paying back the loans, or they don't understand how to seek employment? So again, I want to ask my listeners, viewers, if you're watching this, is Bobby Hemmitt right? When you get a college degree, is this really a training and it's not an education? Are people getting confused about what training is versus an education? This is your boy Charles at Chabot Experiences. I write books, and I'm telling you, I give a totally different outlook.